My husband's first love and I were kidnapped at the same time. As a professional negotiator, my husband rushed to the scene as soon as possible to save us. My husband's first love and I were kidnapped at the same time. As a professional negotiator, my husband rushed to the scene as soon as possible to save us. When the kidnappers agreed to release one hostage, he chose to let them keep me to protect her. I knelt on the ground, desperately begging him to save me first, but his face was expressionless. Tammy is still a virgin. If she's raped, she won't be able to handle it. You're different. You're already married to me. I won't hold it against you even if something happens to you. He shoved me toward the kidnappers. He probably did not know I was 3 months pregnant and he was about to become a father. Sandra, go with them. John pointed at me, signaling with his eyes for me to walk toward the kidnappers. What did you just say? I thought he must have made a mistake, staring at him in confusion. His gaze was firm, and he did not even glance at me. I said I had to save Tammy first. If you hadn't invited her out, this wouldn't have happened. How could I let Tammy suffer for your mistake? 2 hours earlier, John had messaged me to meet him outside the city. When I arrived, I found his first love waiting for me instead. I snorted and turned to leave, but someone covered my mouth and dragged me aside. It was not until my hands were tied behind my back that I realized I had been kidnapped. Tammy was tied up next to me. I thought John would rush to save me immediately. After all, I was carrying his child. Even though we had not been on good terms for over a month, he would still come for me first. Alas, I was far too naive. When John finally arrived, the kidnappers held a knife to Tammy's neck. He became anxious immediately and begged the kidnappers in a low voice to let her go. However, the kidnappers were unmoved, and they just pushed me toward John. I felt my stomach was beginning to ache, and begged him to take me to the hospital. He remained stoic, insisting on trading my life for Tammy. I looked at him with tears welling up in my eyes. What do you mean? Today was supposed to be. Before I could finish my sentence, a gasp interrupted me. I turned to see that the tip of the knife had grazed Tammy's skin, leaving a shallow cut. A small bead of blood appeared. That was enough to send John into a panic. He frantically begged the kidnappers to release Tammy. I dug my nails into my palms, trying not to break down in tears. I had a heart condition, and if he did not save me, both my child and I would be at risk. Driven by a desperate will to survive, I abandoned all dignity and knelt on the ground, begging him, John, you can't just leave me here. I'm carrying your child. Maybe. Sandra, don't be so selfish. You shouldn't lie to trick me. Tammy isn't like you. She has to get married one day. Who would accept her if she were raped? His face was calm as he looked at me, his gaze as cold as if he were looking at a stranger, not the wife who had been by his side for 10 years. Don't worry. I've seen these kinds of criminals before. They either want money or something else. As long as you cooperate, you'll be fine. My colleagues will rescue you. No matter what happens, I won't hold it against you. He walked forward, placed a hand on my shoulder, bent down, and whispered indifferently, besides, you were never a virgin to begin with. When you and Chris did what you did back then, didn't I still marry you? His words stunned me, and I began trembling uncontrollably. It wasn't like that. Chris and I, he did not give me a chance to explain, impatiently shoving me toward the kidnappers. The pain was unbearable. It was like my scalp was being torn off. I could not help but cry out. One of the kidnappers slapped me hard across the face. If you keep making noise, I'll kill you. Be quiet. Your husband didn't even look at you. Why are you still acting so pitifully? I watched as John helped Tammy into the car, protecting her, and then sped off without a second glance. The last bit of hope in my heart was finally extinguished. I bit my lip, closed my eyes in despair, and let the kidnappers throw me into the car. He did not even check if I was hurt. That moment, I finally understood. My child's life and my own meant nothing compared to Tammy's virginity. I had loved him for 10 years. He should have been moved by that. However, he had so easily placed me in danger, unwilling to even look at me one last time. Just before I lost consciousness, I looked in his direction with a bitter smile. He probably did not know that someone had staged that whole kidnapping just to take my life. John's colleagues did not arrive at the scene until 2 hours after I had gone missing. After taking Tammy to the hospital, John stayed by her bedside the whole time. Apparently, he was so preoccupied with her that he even forgot to notify his colleagues to rescue me. By the time he remembered, I had already been beaten to the brink of death, left in a hidden cave in the mountains, quietly waiting for my death. His colleague, Wilson Waters, searched the mountains with a flashlight, desperately looking for me. Unfortunately, I had already died in that cave. My spirit followed him, watching as he anxiously called John. John, I've searched the entire mountain, and there's no sign of Sandra. Could she have? On the other end of the line, John's voice came through, indifferent. What could have happened to her? She's probably already released and is hiding somewhere, angry at me. Wilson hesitated before speaking again.